Mexico! Okay, buddy, back to Mexico you go then.
No! Please don't make me go back to Mexico.
I thought you loved Mexico.
Okay, let's be real. These curfews are not about protecting you. They're about chaos that the leaders in charge cannot control. Or at the very least, refuse to control, to be specific. People are torturing businesses that don't belong to them. And instead of stopping it, they lock you inside like it's your fault.
Protesters have taken over Los Angeles, with at least 56 people arrested this weekend as they rallied against Donald Trump's nationwide immigration raid.
This isn't a safety precaution, it's a band-aid over a bullet wound. Because the people in charge are more afraid of being called names than actually keeping order. And nobody's talking because it's politically inconvenient. So where's the coverage? When chaos breaks out and major cities look like open-air free-for-alls, the same people who can't wait to write a headline automatically go silent. They don't want to talk about illegal immigrants flooding the border. They don't want to talk about violence in sanctuary cities. Because that messes with the narrative that they sold you last year. Turns out it's not just the streets that are lawless, it's the newsroom too. And what happens in LA will usually set the tone. You can say, I don't live in California, all you want, but trends don't need your zip code to affect you. LA is a pressure cooker, one that keeps boiling over, and how the system handles this, that's the template they'll use when it reaches your front door. Illegal immigration riots, zero consequences. If LA's what they let happen, it's only a matter of time before your city's next. Because collapse doesn't knock, it spreads. Now let's splash into these comments. These threads are active too, like extremely active. Okay, so this is actually super recent. Let's check out this thread right here in Reddit. So I mean, I support the right to protest, but this beating of I support the right to protest, but this beating a long dead horse. If the protesters are peaceful, Trump was smart to send in the guard and keep the peace before violence breaks out. If the protesters commit violence, Trump was smart to send the Marines so that the violence can't get out of hand. Either way, illegals get deported and Trump wins. This battle was already decided on November 5th, 2024. The people are speaking. Another Reddit user says, I'm here for what I hope can be an educational and calm conversation. I will preface by saying I am right-leaning, but can't quite call myself Republican because I do have a bleeding heart and emphasize deeply with the things people suffer through. That being said, the situation with ICE right now, I can understand why people are against them, but also understand why it's important to make sure people are here legally. I am curious what you would like to see happen. What's the ideal scenario here? And I'm going to go right into this other comment right here. I want legal immigration, a pathway to citizenship. If someone is found to be undocumented, if they haven't done anything, let them pay a fine, but help them to obtain legal status. I don't want these raids to continue. I don't want people to be picked up at USCIS offices because I want legal immigration and following the steps to obtain legal status. I want those undocumented with severe crimes taken out, not over a speeding ticket or a simple traffic infraction. Well, personally speaking, I'm definitely against people who are illegal being here, but I will say I do have a heart. I think that they should come up with a better strategy as far as how they're going to do it. When I say that, I'm mainly leaning towards the children. For example, I think of, like, let's say for example, you're a child but you're here illegally. What does that look like to the child? How can we help this child? Because I do have a heart for the children. As far as people being in the country illegally and representing their flag with so much pride, in my logical right mind, I'm like, well, why can't you just go back to your country or at least be legal here? That's my personal stance on the matter. I want them to figure out a better way to help the kids or younger people who are here illegally and how you can go about handling them, because it could be a lot. That is the human heartfelt side in me speaking. TikTok user says nobody have jobs. This is funny because as I've been watching all these videos on what's going on out there, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, nobody's working. Like, it's a lot of people just living their life, doing their thing. But you know, I mean, to each their own. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'll say there's no shortage of anything that goes on in LA. I stay outside of the city. I'm about 40 minutes east from the city, and there is everything going on in that city. Rich, poor, I mean, they have no shame on the things that they will do in that city. The people there are people of character. Somebody says no one loves their country more than people that don't want to go back.
Viva Mexico! Okay, buddy, back to Mexico you go then.
No! Please don't make me go back to Mexico.
I thought you loved Mexico.
And this is kind of what I was getting at when I see these. I'm like it just like, imagine, let's break this down for a bit. People will for example, so if you're someone who is for, what's it called, like if you're someone who supports removing illegal immigrants, they want to speak badly of you or make you look like you're the problem. I've noticed though, this is only unique to America, because if we're having the same conversation about other countries, like for example Japan, it's not bad. Japan has one of the most strictest rules when it comes to being a legal citizen in Japan. It's damn near impossible to become like an actual citizen of Japan, but it's perfectly fine. Like Japan, they're very strict about their people. They'll make it very clear that you are not one of us. You are who you are. You're not one of us. And they're going to make it extremely hard for you to be one of us. But no one bats an eye, says anything bad, like that's just how they are. And that Japan is just one example, but there's many countries who are similar. But the thing is with America, and I think it's because we've been so nice, we're like, in the grand scheme of things, America's nice. We're very welcoming people. So I think when you allow people to, when you're nice to people for so long, they start to like mistake your kindness, or they'll take advantage of you. And you can kind of see that right here, because when you have people representing their flag illegally in your country, it's like, well, why don't you just go back to your country? Not even being mean or rude, but just honestly, like, if you're that proud and happy about your country, why not live there, right? It just makes sense. What trips me out though is how normal this all is. Like, I think that we are all somewhat numb to what is going on around us. I can go on TikTok, go on YouTube Shorts, go on any one of these current social media apps and watch the chaos that is going on in any major city. Scroll up, down, left, right, look at a meme and laugh about whatever it is I'm laughing about. It numbs you, right? Like, I'm used to this, and I'm pretty sure you're used to this too. In a way, I want to say we're not really outraged, we're exhausted, or maybe both. Interesting times we're living in. I even remember just a few years back when the war with Russia and everything started, or it's just like the fact that I can just watch the craziest thing on TikTok and then swipe and then watch some comedian TikToker or some ridiculous meme. It's like the information that is coming at us is so much, so intense that we almost kind of don't know what to do in a weird way. So what we do now? I guess what I'm saying is pay attention and look at things on a deeper level. Think for yourself, because today there's a lot of reading between the lines that you have to do, especially when you're watching things like legacy media, which it's like that saying, if you don't watch the news, you're missing. No, wait, I don't want to mess it up. If you watch the news, you're misinformed. If you don't watch the news, you're uninformed. So read between the lines when you look at a lot of this stuff. And make sure you think for yourself. Don't be a coward. There's a lot of cowards today. Like, there's so many cowards. People not saying things because they're afraid that some other group of people or some other person is going to look at them differently. Who cares how people look at you? That's the one thing this hand that I was born with has taught me early on, is I don't care what you think of me, because it doesn't matter. It literally, you're not going to change my life or influence my life in any way, shape, or form. The one thing I do own in this life is my actual life, my actual tongue, the words that I speak, right? So I'm going to use that. I guess in the grand scheme of things, LA isn't really a city right now. It's a mirror, and we're not willing to look into it. And what happens next will reflect back on us. Tell me what you guys think of the video. Leave down your comments. I want to hear about what you guys think of what is going on right now in LA, and just in the grand scheme of things. How do you feel about this? How is this affecting your life or your mental right now? And I will see you guys next time.